Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the July meeting for Transportation, Parks and Recreation. All right, attendance wise, myself, Clark, Aaron, Julie, Elena, Deanna, Ray,
That's right.
Jean,
These are the minutes.
Lori, and Carly.
These are the
All right, very good.
approval of the May minutes.
So
These are the June minutes. Yeah, this is right.
we're gonna get an approval for the minutes that are
Yeah,
attached.
so the
are
minutes that are attached are the May minutes,
May minutes.
are the May minutes.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. They should be the June.
June,
minutes.
yeah.
It's July. Yeah. Sorry.
Looks like all it's gonna be the June minutes. We need a motion to approve the June minutes, please.
Approve.
A motion is made. Second, please.
Definitely.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. All right, very good. Thank you. We got that. Public comment. I don't see anyone here from the public. All right, so we'll start with Ray. What do you got for us this month?
Okay, our usual, highway crews working on trees, resident requests, never stop.
As I brought to your attention.
Yeah, just another one for the list.
That's a question about the end of Windsor.
Yeah.
So we'll get a look at that.
Crews are out patching, potholes that have been identified by, the sweeper being out. He makes a list as he goes around, kind of self-policing on that and taking care of that. Basin repairs, which is just ongoing. And, some small drainage projects as, they come in, or outlets or whatever needs to be addressed. Number two, personnel. So we have 2 openings for grounds workers. We've been interviewing. We've been interviewed probably 6 or 8 people. We'll have one, so we do for July's board meeting recommendations.
These full-time position.
Full-time position. So we had one leave in highway. Typically, we bump one up from grounds workers and parks up to fill that position and then backfill on the bottom. So, like I said, we've been interviewing. We'll probably do some more interviews, and we'll have 1 to 2 people to fill those vacancies. Parks crew's been working in various parks, trim and brush, mowing. Busy time of year for pavilions. Vinny does a cleaning, but there's still maintenance around the buildings. We took down 4 trees at River Road that were in proximity of the pavilion and the baseball fields. We've removed them. And what we'll probably do for replacements for them is find another location not in proximity of a building or obviously baseball fields or whatever.
Right.
So as far as the replacement program, we'll identify another area, more than likely towards the ends of the upgrades at River Road park up in the back there. So what we'll do is incorporate them with that project. We'll identify an area once our grades are done and everything to facilitate those trees. We've had some damage to the playground equipment at River Road Park. One of the tubes was cracked on the playground itself. One tube, there's 2 tubes side by side. One had a crack in the bottom, which raised concerns, maybe a kid pinched its leg or something in there. So we tried to close off the 1 tube that was broken and leave the rest of the equipment accessible. We've had to secure no less than a dozen times. We even cut templates and put stuff on the end of that to try to leave the equipment accessible, but people tear all the ribbon down and safety netting down,
So
so
is this
we,
a failure of the piece of equipment, or is this vandalism, or how?
I think they just want to use it.
No.
You know what, that playground equipment is older, it's a type of a carbon plastic, the tubes could be just stressed, there's really not enough room to stand in it and jump on it. I think it's just, probably a failure, age. So we did order a new one, it's supposed to be in, within the next few weeks, we've been waiting over a month for it. Um, But, I know I've explained a million times about the upkeep on this type of equipment, we go through, we check all the nuts and bolts and everything, but. This is literally a 3-foot tube with flanges on the end of it, it's plastic. And it's over $3,000 to replace it, so, um. I always say that it's expensive to keep this stuff,
Right.
and this is one example, this is one little piece of that huge stuff, and, it's just a costly thing, things wear out. I don't believe it was vandalism at all, but, um, just an idea of what it costs to keep,
Right, they
These
don't last
things
forever.
don't,
It's being
right? And that's why, in scope of, we're doing newer playgrounds and replacements, this helps facilitate, you know, longevity in our park, so they're all pluses. Um, the crews are also going around, refilling, the playground mix inside the playgrounds. We do them in the spring. And now right before the rec program, when you have a lot of kids there, we're going through and plucking weeds and putting all the bark mulch in, playgrounds throughout the town. Um. Is a purchase of a pickup truck. I spoke about this last month. I said that we were gonna try to do a mini bid. We found a local vendor. We found a Lewis County, bid for the same vehicle that we're looking for. I had Elena review the bid. As far as piggyback, the vendor that won that bid was willing to give us a vehicle. And I think it's actually a little bit cheaper than, what the anticipated mini bid would be. So we did, Elena did that. Elena helped me, with a letter of intent on the board approving it. The price range is right where we want to be.
It's all
So
budgeted for.
it's all budgeted for that.
Better did it with.
And to go backwards, this is a truck that was mini bid a few years ago that, the company was unable to provide us. Beth gave me back those funds. And obviously, 3 years ago, the truck is a little bit more, but we have that money in our budget to make the difference, so. All this is covered and
Thank you.
That's it. and a local vendor, so, actually worked out pretty good. Number 5, yard waste pickup, began May 6th, flyer attached, being attached, but it's on the website. Police cam dagger bundle, tie for pickup. And again, pickup has been very heavy.
Still heavy.
You would think with the heat that we had, usually people ain't mowing as much, but man, we are like overwhelmed.
A lot of brush.
Not so much, periodically, and we sent a chipper around after that last, little storm we had to help residents out. We didn't announce it, we just kind of canvassed areas and tried to help them get rid of some of the bigger limbs that were almost impossible to, cut up and make compliant, so we just did a courtesy run and we tried to help everybody that we could, with that cleanup. So we are still running a third truck on Mondays and Thursdays, which is manned by our people solely. So them couple days, actually, we take, from our workforce trying to do paving and our daily duties. So
It'll slow down.
normally it weans off, but
Maybe.
we have a tremendous pile and keeps coming. So um, we time the other night with 3 trucks out. So that's the volume.
Mhm.
And it's insane. 2024 paving crews will begin prepping. They're actually out there. They have been doing basins and stuff like that. So the milling crew will be heading out probably next week to start doing keyways and driveways and such. The crews were out today trying to patch up any basins that are open for the upcoming holiday, not to impede the residents in the neighborhood, try to lessen the impact of cones and barrels on the road. So that's what they'll be working on between today and the holiday. I'll have limited staff on Friday due to vacation time and stuff like that, but we have enough to get packers out and grounds crews. So town board resolution at tentative hiring of grounds maintenance worker, possibly 2.
And we need one for the vehicle.
Yeah, that'll be for July. Yeah. And I also have another one, Elena. So in doing, as we get ready to some stuff off as we're getting closer to getting some of our equipment from this year, we identified this truck. We're gonna get rid of this as well. So that's just a swap of a vehicle as far as getting rid of it.
We'll have a surplus,
Huh?
we'll have a surplus resolution.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody else has one.
If anybody else has done.
Right. But I just figured August, September is a good time to try to get rid of a truck with a plow for anybody getting upcoming contracts.
Right.
We kind of really keep track of that in a timely manner to get us the most money we can back. So we always try to do our due diligence there. Thanks to Ken and the crew for doing that. So back to road paving, tentative date is towards the end of July for the list of roads that I've provided with this agenda.
And we're gonna post that also. We
Yep,
talked about
yeah,
that.
yep, we're gonna post that as well.
Cannon Boulevard, Macaulay, Algonquin, Cayuga, and Mohegan.
Do you want me to wait till you give me a date or just put end of July?
We never put a date, it's tentatively. That's just ongoing. That's the roads we're working on now. So this is just for the website for general people that see a group of people. The residents on any of these roads have already been notified by letter, hand delivered to each house in case they have any questions or concerns of anything that we're doing. So they live there, so a lot of time we get valuable input from them as far as what could have been a continuing problem or identifying things that need outside of what we know.
Yeah. Here's where the water's laid.
Right,
Cause they're
right.
there every day,
They
storm,
have,
dried up by the time you get there.
right. In any concerns,
Yeah.
we hate to do something and then have somebody go, well, we could have fixed this or whatever. So their input is very very helpful to us. Number 8, River Road update. Pollard was just there, put the sewer line in. We've been coordinating with them. They did a very nice job up there. I know Matt's been up there several times with them. I've worked with them. They pretty much finished up yesterday. So part of the deal was they left us really good shape, but we have to reseed the area. So our crews will just, quick Harley rake it and, get some seed down and get it, be established when it's gonna rain so that it grows.
What's gonna rain?
I don't. If I did, I wouldn't be here. I'd have a better job. So that is moving along. So now that they're out of there, there was some great changes that we were going to do and prep the area for the splash pad. For that to go and get a subgrade in so that we have a visual layout and we can continue moving forward with all of them. Upon the next board meeting, we'll have authority to order some tables and benches and stuff for that part. So all the quotes have been received. They're all on state contract, they're Sourcewell. So we're ready to just upon approval, order those things. Beth has worked with Jamie to get the money, the funds transferred into those accounts that are needed for them purchases. So
Are you gonna have that?
that's for last month, the
Oh,
purchase. And I think it goes right along with the budget mod, right? So the transfer. So we'll be all set. We have our list, we have our prices, we're just upon approval, we can order. And it'll take some time, so we want to get them. And just open discussion if anybody has anything for me. Sure.
No,
No,
that's not very.
no, it is not. I'll get my phone go off after we leave.
Excellent.
All right, town pool update. Opening day was Saturday, June 20th. There were a few little weather glitches. It looks like what's happening with the break.
Got the minutes.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. I thought I had, it's not on the first page? No, I'm sorry. I have another agenda. Very short. I'll keep it short. Opened up on the 20th, few weather issues, not a big deal. The baby pool has been closed due to a coping issue. Should be done by this week. As soon as we have DOH come in and give us the clearance, we're good to go. So it was either the big pool or the baby pool that had to be closed. So we opted for the baby pool. And once again, Charlie and Ronnie and the crew did an amazing job. We could not have opened up without them. Summer program updates. July camps include arts and crafts, lacrosse camp, Bundy soccer, flag football, field games, amazing athletes, Bianchi baseball and sandlot, girls field hockey, ultimate frisbee, and tennis lessons for youth and adults. July concerts, the 11th is British Vinyl, the 18th is the Eagles Trombone Ensemble, and the 25th is Joe's Boys. Farmer market update. The 6th annual farmers market begins this Saturday. Hours run and from 8:30 to 12:30, and the market wraps up on October 12th. This week, there's a variety of vendors and games on the green, which include free cornhole, hula hoop, ring toss, paddleball, and more, all provided by NCAP. A national night out update.
Yes, all right, so,
1 second, let's go back to farmer's market, that the traffic flow is gonna be changing for the farmer's market. Are you aware of that? And so we just wanna give a little public announcement about
Okay.
that, so everybody
you know what it's gonna be?
a little bit more prepared when they come here.
So since they can't exit out behind the building anymore, there's gonna be two-way traffic just in front of town hall going into the parking lot and then back out. It's gonna be divided with cones.
Yeah.
And there will be a police officer to help at the roadway directing people in and out because it's technically a one-way street. So
Got it. So they're not going out back.
correct. It will be very, very well.
Islands and barricades are on the point.
Thank you.
Look at them yesterday.
Appreciate
And give what I brought you a shot, and if anything else is needed, just have somebody document and I'll get you if there's something more needed. We use the taller pylons, I think are better than cones for
Yeah.
a center.
We on the partnership. It'll change in some of the vendors, right?
A little, well, I mean, they're like every year, we have different vendors each week. We have some that come every single week, the whole 15 weeks, some come 10, and then some are just kind of sporadic. So if everybody wants to just watch the
Oh, yeah.
emails every week, we
Yeah.
put out who's coming each week.
Sorry, yeah.
So, yeah, I saw that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
All right, so I have a few things to go over. The first is that we are still moving ahead with our National Night Out. I have it's just a mock, letters that I've been sending out to MVP, CHP, Martin Harding. Price Chopper has donated 2,153 water bottles. It's because it's a pallet, so it's so weird. I had to email her back to go, I don't know what a pallet of water is, and then she explained how much
How's it getting here?
I think she wants me to pick it up.
Okay.
And that's not how that's gonna happen, but okay. So we have our next meeting for that is right after the safety committee meeting on July 9th at like 5:45, which will then go right into the town board of finance, yeah. So I'll be meeting, I know that the PBA is willing to donate some money because we're on an insanely limited budget. So anybody that knows anybody that might want to donate, it would be awesome, because we're going to make this fun. It's going to be outside on the town green with a cookout and hopefully bouncy houses. I really want that done. Thanks for Jordan, but we will see. So we're moving ahead. I'm hoping to hear from a couple people today, their commitments to some kind of sponsorship.
That's August 6th.
Tuesday, 6 p.m. Once I have a little bit more of who's gonna come, I'll change the flyer and we'll start getting it out there. Good too. So the other issue that I definitely wanted to talk about is that there was an incident at River Road 2 weeks ago with the bathrooms that happened after a very large tournament with softball. And we're having difficulty with some of the sports teams applying good sense, but also some of our rules for tournaments and just for parks and, you know, our facilities use manual. That one, I think we're gonna have to change it a little bit, make it a little stronger, but also we're having difficulty for them even following the rules that we have right now. So I kind of wanted to just bring that up because I am, I think the board needs to be aware that this is happening. And also that we might have to make some significant changes to next year with how and who we allow to have multiple tournaments. Because we had back-to-back tournaments for softball. And the bathrooms on the first one were, paper was stuffed in the toilets to the point where it exploded. And Ray had to go at like 4 a.m. in the morning to start cleaning everything up. It caused major damage that stopped the work that was going on for the sewer line to go up to what Pollard was doing. And it, at least a day.
It was, I think Matt said it was 3/4 of the day they lost, so they might have to do a change order. for that
Yeah.
work.
And so when we further investigated, there was probably 500 plus people there. And there are our bathrooms and only 2 porta potties. So it's just becoming, I think we're gonna have to do something to make a stronger language or change how we allow tournaments to be there and how they use the facility. Niskuna softball.
And so they weren't following the rules as far as the number of porta potties that they needed for the size, the crowd that they had.
Yeah,
And we had damage to our facility.
yes.
So what do we have in our use agreement for those
So
things?
this goes to a kind of a bigger issue, is that softball has been refusing to sign a new agreement with the town. because back a few years ago, when they negotiated their agreement, it was agreed upon that the town would have drainage work done on the fields at those fields that they utilize. And part of that was that softball would pay back a portion of that. Apparently, they don't feel that they want to pay that back any further. So they're not paying it. They're not agreeing to a new agreement because they don't want to pay it. We can't just forgive that debt, because it was work that was done, and they're the ones that utilize the fields almost exclusively. And so it's a larger issue as far as how we need to proceed with this group going.
Well, what we need to do though is these things need to be put down and the costs associated with the problems
Agree.
have to be put down in writing and sent to them.
I agree.
And that's gonna be put on the bill with all the other stuff that they owe. And if they won't sign the contract, then they're not gonna be allowed to have these tournaments.
Just so you know, they haven't paid anything for anything yet
Well,
this year.
then that's what we're gonna have to do. You can't have them having these tournaments, damaging our facilities and not taking responsibility for them. And that's what we have to do. That's what we'll have to do.
And a lot of like the stuff that we did is unbillable, like Matt had his crews come over with a vac truck and spent the day there trying to clean the manhole out that Pollard was gonna tap into. Myself, I'm not compensated for going there and doing what I did. You know what I'm saying, as
Right.
far as,
But I need all this written down though. We can,
right, no, we
We
both.
can-
highway
That's all right.
superintendent there, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Back truck there, X number of hours, all that, and we can
I mean,
we can
unfortunately,
put a cost associated.
unfortunately, what Matt had to do was send a crew over there to back all that out and everything out of the manhole so that the contractor could tie the pipe in. The thing was underwater, so Pollard couldn't even do his initial tap in there because it was backed up so bad. So, I mean, that's unforeseen stuff. His crew's got stuff to do, my crew's got stuff to do, you know, we don't, an emergency is an emergency, but
I have something else to add. I'm expecting a change order from Pollard for that. He lost almost an entire day of work.
Okay, we need all that.
He's
recorded.
working on it right now.
Okay, and then we gotta get an email together. And
I
then,
started one, I'll send it over.
and then we're gonna have to contact. Well,
Yeah.
Jamie and I have to sit down and meet with them, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, it's multiple things, like I put up no parking signs because they're parking on our drainage slope in the grass, and that was part of the facility use, do not park in the grass, not driving on the field anytime, and every time I go down there, there's multiple cars. Now they're just parking in between the signs that I put up to say no parking. So, there's just been multiple continuous issues,
Upsetting.
a little bit. So on that happy note, that's what I had for that. Other than that, yeah, things seem to be going okay.
morning.
We're finishing up one meeting already. We're in a different meeting right now. We'll be right there, like, for the water and sewer is gonna be coming in about 3 minutes or so.
That's right, we're back to back.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve.
Okay,
Okay,
since we're back to back,
right.
thank you for that, let's get that together. Okay, what else?
Resolutions, I have just a corrected resolution. I had, and it was my mistake. Somebody's salary was incorrect, so I'm just gonna correct it.
Can you, since we're moving what was the regular June meeting through the agenda, can you just correct it for me and I'll do it for that meeting for the end of the month?
Absolutely.
Since we didn't have that meeting, that's easy.
Okay, good. All right, I am Linda today because Linda's on vacation, so I will keep it short and sweet. She says a big thank you goes out to the Daisies Troop number 2843 for donating their time and planting at the center. We planted in the pots, and also thanks to Ray and his crew for the flowers as well. The gardens around the center are looking full and improving each day, and they have vegetables, herbs, and perennials. They hosted an indigo dye learning workshop last week, which was a huge success. This was their first workshop of this kind with 2 local artists. And the work will be on display till the end of July. Water aerobics began this week on Monday. Classes will be available the month of July on Mondays and Tuesdays, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And that goes through August. And that's very well attended. And Father's Day celebration, Father's Day was celebrated and most appreciated by our members back in June. By request, they did hot dog spread with baked beans and corn salad. Sounds very tasty. They continue to see new faces and members each month, and they're happy to have a diverse range of ages and interests at the club. Club, all right, at the center. And also remembering they are closed this week and the week of between Christmas and New Year's. Well, if they are closed, it doesn't mean that they're not working. They use this time to have better paperwork, refresh, redecorate, and they're working very
I'm gonna answer the door when people come anyway.
absolutely. And they will be resuming on Monday, July 8th. Seniors.
Anything else for Lori? Community programs.
Going.
All right, our next meeting. Let's look at the
Oh,
calendar.
my.
Anybody put that on anywhere?
Is
August 7th?
August 1st.
August 1st.
Yeah. Does that work?
August
Thursday, right?
1st.
Yeah.
Yep. August 1st, next meeting. All right, motion to adjourn, please. Motion, second, please. Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, none opposed. We are, thanks, everybody.
You did it, man. You kept it nice and short.